You're not good?
Yeah, but I'm ready.
But you're ready.
For sure.
Being ready is all that matters in life,
Definitely,
man.
yeah.
You know?
Gotta be ready.
I've been
Be
not good
prepared.
my whole life.
Wait, where am
It works.
You're there.
Just do it.
I've been grinding
You're
my
also
whole
here.
life.
I've been through that, Romeo.
Anyway, this is a podcast, guys.
Yes, it is.
Human Sushi. We're back.
What up? Yeah. Thank you,
If my calculations are correct, this is episode 103.
103.
We have a special, first of all, we got a guest host in the building. Shout out to Risa.
I didn't know I was going to be here,
You weren't supposed to be here, but here
I
you
know.
are. Here you are.
For a reason.
And we're all happy that you're here.
but it happened for a Risa.
Hey. Bars. We got my man GNP Arrow, who has a very interesting origin story to that name that we definitely want to hear. What's poppin', yo?
What's poppin', yo? Thank you for being here, man. This is great. I love this shit.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to be here regardless.
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay. I was like, did he just thank himself for being here?
What y'all don't know is they get you fucked up, and then it's like Drink Champs style, man. I'm lit in this.
Yeah, y'all don't see like what happens before the podcast and shit.
Dre got you guys like fucked up for 2
Like I got
hours, and then he
myself
like
lit.
throws you in a room and like talk.
That's like my favorite thing to do.
Welcome to the show, my man.
Hell yeah, dog.
You're welcome for being here.
And we got my man,
welcome.
the Renaissance man, Camilo.
Yeah.
What's Gucci, bro? Yeah, man, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. Like, we've all been kind of like circulating, you know, hovering around each other and shit, but we've never actually, you know, sat down and actually chopped it up and shit. But we're, you know, we've been very aware of each other's existence and what we've done in the scene and shit like that. So it's finally dope to get to sit down and politic with you guys, man.
And the vibe earlier was dope. Like, it's actually good that you did it this way because it's just like it breaks the ice. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's dope. But like, I was telling him on the ride over here, like it's just crazy. Like a lot of us haven't fucking interacted with each other. Like I told you earlier, like I feel like we've all been like arrogant, young, and like nobody wanted to fuck with nobody. Like everybody was doing their own shit.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do it all yourself. And now I think at the age we're at, we're like, yo, we need to like we can fucking powerhouse this shit. Like,
Yeah, that shit didn't work for us, so let's try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely,
Dope,
man.
man.
But it's dope, and I feel like all these podcasts and platforms that are coming out of Miami now are doing a big service into like bridging the gaps
Definitely.
in the scene, because now you're starting to see a bunch of people that weren't interacting back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like working together and shit like that.
No,
So
and shout out to y'all. Everybody put together that Kendall versus Hialeah shit. That's what got like me back, because I've been doing the GNP Arrow shit, which is my art side.
yeah,
And I've been kind of off the music, but that shit kind of got me hyped. I was watching everybody. I'm like, yo, we got a scene here. You feel me? It's like, and like, I think with the unity's coming together, even though it was like a battle shit, but it was all out of love. You feel me? And it was done right.
yeah.
And then I saw that shit. I was like, yeah, I got exposed to artists, and I was like, yo, we've been in our own bubble. I'm like, I need to start putting shit out. And you know, Mose was like, yo, put your shit out, nigga. You have mad shit on your iPod or your computer, like, and that shit, like art and all these motherfuckers, like, they just like, I like what everybody was doing. Y'all niggas hop back in. Everybody was back in. I was like, yo, look at everybody in this bitch. Look at the fucking comment side. It's like UB, fucking Garcia, fucking Rec. Everybody was just hopping in, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Miami's here right now. Like, this is dope as fuck. I'm like, and we could do it better. Like, that was just like the prototype. You feel me? And that shit's got me back in. You feel me? Like, you guys dropped Dead Birds. That shit's hard. Like, I feel like we're back in 2005 and shit.
Yeah.
That
energy, that energy is definitely back.
And I think we learned all the tools. We didn't have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Y'all motherfuckers lucky right now. Like, we just didn't have that shit. You feel me?
I like how you looked into the camera there, man. It's like really exposing the 3-camera setup. I like that. Yo, man, you know what? You got a bomb for that, man.
I don't
like
even
that.
know where the 3 are.
Me neither. I
One,
was
that's 2, that's 3.
I'm just cockeyed, so I really looked at you and it looked like I was looking at the camera.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's good to finally talk with you guys. And you've been like releasing music as of late.
Because of y'all. I mean, like I told you earlier, like, yo, straight up, everything that I did, like, it used to say bread, rough draft, bread, one take, and I just like, you know what, fuck that. Just erase that shit, put it out, like, fuck thinking, overthinking, and like,
What do you?
a lot of artists do that, from painting to music. It's like it's never done. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we're perfectionists. Like,
If you still have it, you have it for a reason.
and then it was just sitting there, and then I was just falling into it. And that's not what I was pushing. I started pushing the art because that shit started taking. It's like money right now, you know. The problem with music is like, all right, we do this album, we go on tour, maybe we get a deal, we do this, and maybe we get some dough. Like the shirts, like you want a shirt, you want a logo, give me the money.
And when are you going on tour with COVID?
I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
But we're 2021 and we're touring right now all over the fucking world. Like that's the blessing that we have right now. Like we're right all over we're touring. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Without having to leave your house.
And before we used to think of it as a negative. We was like, oh, album sales went down, this and that, but it brought up independent shit. It brought up like you can do your own shit. Like,
Kendall versus Hialeah doesn't happen without COVID.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendall versus Hialeah happened first of all because verses happened.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And verses doesn't happen without COVID. Yeah. Right. Yo, when COVID first went down, a lot of people discovered IG Live. I know I did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I never did an IG Live.
My first one was movies just recently.
Yeah.
I never fucked with that shit.
Yeah, man. And like, you know, COVID came out and everybody was stuck at home, and it's like I think just human instinct to want to interact with other people, and like we're social creatures, you know what I mean? So I was hopping on I hate people. I was hopping on live talking to motherfuckers and shit.
I'm a people person, but I don't like. I'm like selective. Like I am a people person, but I'm sometimes want to just like
just want to chill.
Yeah.
I hate.
You know what's dope about COVID? I think
everyone. I hate everyone.
COVID benefited all of us, though,
including everyone in this room.
Everyone.
Yeah, I feel you. But as artists, though, COVID helped because we quarantined ourselves already. Like I felt like I was already doing this shit.
Yeah, I've been living this quarantine life.
Oh, dude, I was telling you.
It was just called antisocial.
I had an accident. And I was literally 3 months in bed. Like I couldn't walk. The year before COVID. So for me, I was just like, damn. Like I was home all day, nigga, like in bed,
it's
home,
same.
fucking done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when COVID came around, quarantine came around, I'm like, shit.
I got this.
I can walk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can walk to the fridge and make a sandwich. Like,
freedom.
I got this. You know what I mean? Like, I was already, right. You know, I was primed for that shit. So, and then I've always been creative. So I was just like, yeah, this is like, now I started getting the calls of everybody that now all of a sudden wanted to like do an online store or like wanted to release a fucking merch line, or you know what I mean? Like everybody now is
so it didn't stop your grind
at all. It increased my grind.
Yeah, no shit. Too.
I think there was either two spectrums. You either became super lazy and didn't do shit, like you just fell into a dark state, or you were just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And you're so creative, you just sat there and just put the shit out.
It's true.
Like,
I think a lot of people finally realize that, like, now I got time. Like, all the shit that I always told myself, like, I ain't got time for that.
I didn't even have a microphone or a studio. Like, because of quarantine, I was sitting there like, you know what? I'm fucking not doing shit. I'm not working. Right. I'm gonna buy a little bundle pack. And I bought a mic and shit, and that's what happened. Like
exactly, you just did it.
And I just started recording, and I think for me it became easier with the music. Cause
get a little closer to the mic if you don't mind.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Y'all hear me? Y'all good out there? I'm gonna be all up.
W-ball.
If you had headphones on, I'm like rumbling in your eardrums right now.
Power love out.
Oh yeah. It sounds like a fucking 90s, so like a 90s R&B.
All you AirPod motherfuckers.
Nah.
What was that guy? The Thunder Quiet Storm? Or was that fucking like late night? Freddie something.
No, but look, what I was trying to say is like,
But wait, were you not an essential worker?
I was, but at a certain time, that.
When it immediately happened, you probably weren't, right? Because that's like a like kind of elective.
Aerosol. It's like drill and it's like the worst place you can be. It's like you're drilling, that shit goes over my face. Like So we shut down for a little bit. But because I was shut down, I was like, fuck, like, and then also music at a certain point became like work, and it was never like that. It was always like we would just get fucked up, record 20 tracks, 10 out of those 20 were bangers, and we'll have tracks. It got to a point I was like, yo, we need to make these 3 beats have to be the banger. It got like forced, and I think now it's coming out easy because I'm not trying to push nothing out right now, and it's coming out a little bit more freely. You feel me? Like fun again.
Yeah. Right. Kendall versus Hialeah definitely made it fun. We've been talking about Kendall Hialeah for like, you know, a month already after it happened and shit, man, because it was like I feel like it was such a bright spot of last year for local cats.
Look at the effect. I mean, you can just tell by the generation of, the generating of work that everyone's putting out.
One month
you came back, Mowgli's dropped like
December.
6 videos.
Okay,
Art's dropped like 5 videos. I've dropped 4. I've been out of the game. I've dropped like 4 videos.
Yeah.
Mowgli dropped 6. Like,
it was a good way to close out the year.
Yeah.
Everybody
like,
back.
2020 to go out. Year. In our little like
scene.
Well, yeah,
it was a positive note. Yeah, it was like dope. It was like I ended on a positive.
I got put on an artist like that. Babalu track was dope.
The NFA, shout out to NFA.
Shout out to NFA. I know it got put on because of Art's response. I even told Art, I'm like, yo, me myself, I didn't really bump your shit, and then you made me fucking pay attention to you, and I started like watching these videos. I'm like, damn, that Cold Day and Kendall was like stupid. Yeah, I couldn't even deny it. Like, you had to pay attention. Yeah, and then he kept dropping. I'm like, yo, that shit's dope. Like, you converted me. Like, I think you did that a lot with a lot of people. Like, I think a lot of people, like, you know, you were good, but like, we've seen your development like in front of our faces.
I've been on to Art Morera for a minute, man.
Don't get me wrong, me and Mowgli too, but I've seen his growth. Like in a year or two, he's grown more than when I used to fuck with him in the last two. I was with Mowgli when he was dropping.
What?
Yeah,
Art Morera.
Art Morera. Yeah. Shout out to Art, man.
Yes,
dope shit,
that's
man.
my new friend.
I feel like they dropped a little fucking bomb and just put the fucking fire on everyone's ass. At least it did for me. Like, that shit hyped me up. I was in the bar watching y'all niggas. Like, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
And I've been fan. I told Mowgli, like, Mowgli's my dog, but like, I always tell him, like, yo, I was a fan of your shit before I met you. Like, you're my boy now, but you crazy. Too. Like, I used to jam y'all shit. I didn't even know y'all. Like, y'all
we used to rock all that stuff.
There was stuff that I've never heard, to be honest with you. For those to be like some of the top shit, yeah. And I've heard like a lot of stuff. And I was surprised that there was a few like really good shit that I texted Dre like, who the fuck is this? Yo, like, how did I not know these people? It was
like Night Fusion, 94, Eargasm shit. It was like it was like squads doing shit. Like that LMS was out. Like, I was like, Garcia was still like rapping more. I was like,
there was little people. There was I obviously missed some of them. Yeah. You know,
I thought it was dope that they also included like newer stuff too. Like, there was a bunch of newer stuff that I hadn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Am I about to hit it?
Yeah. Gonna fuck up the whole decor, yo.
Sorry, Cap.
I'm sorry, man. What were you saying?
Yeah. No, that all the newer stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff that I got put onto, I was just like, yeah, man. Like, cause you know, we're Miami heads. Like, we've been from way back, bro. And like
Orion especially. I feel like H stuck to the old shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Orion played a lot of new shit. You know?
Like I told you earlier, I feel like H was more on a personal playlist, and Orion was more like on a DJ level. Like, what is the audience want? Yeah. Which none of them are wrong.
Right.
It's just I felt for that kind of occasion, like I felt H could have came and like picked a better selection of track listing.
Talk about it.
I may have DM'd Orion and asked him why he played.
Oh, certain things?
Yeah, why he played the young.
But you know what's like that?
I'm not even gonna lie, but like
it's like we talked about earlier though. Like
I did. I asked him, and he was like, because he wanted to take the opportunity for the platform to put them out.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
I respect
it was
that.
dope.
But you know what? Like I
and who am I? Like, fuck me. But I thought it really like kind of.
You thought it like threw you off?
Yeah, it did. It threw me off. It threw me off.
That's interesting.
You know what I learned? I dropped a original album one day with a group called it was being a dude called St. Pete. We dropped Shade of Grey. I learned with that album that like every time I asked somebody about the album, like everyone's favorite song was different. Like I was like, really? You like that track? Like that's like my least favorite track. Right. Like, and that's your favorite one? Like
that's usually the way it is, though.
Right, and that has to like. That's why this nigga's playing his track to him. That shit hits. To us, we're like, damn, that's not the one I would have picked.
Right, the one he picked of mine, I'm like, I would have picked something else. But I'm sure everybody felt that way.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
I used to bump the Mowgli track, and he's like, why you like that track? I'm like, this is my favorite track. He's like, I hate that track. I'm like,
I think that's a big part of what makes people what made people kind of be like, man, I'm gonna get back on my shit. Like that wasn't my track. Like I'm gonna, I'm gonna really show people.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like because it kind of reminded even the artists that like, oh yeah, I do this.
Yeah.
Like G and Mowgli, like they always been doing stuff. Like for as long as I've ever known them, they've always done stuff and put stuff out. But you get periods where it's kind of like you don't drop as much, or you don't have a studio anymore. Your situation changes, so I think it put that fire, bro, and everybody was like, yo. Let's go.
Like, for me personally, I think like part of what made me want to get back into music is like, first of all, being on this podcast, right? But like interviewing these like younger cats, like Tetris,
right?
And like Choco Valens and shit like that. Like these dudes are like young cats that know me as Dre the fucking podcaster.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, one day I like started thinking, I was like, damn, like. you know, these fools really don't know that I be making music.
I dropped those videos. Niggas like, you rap? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I've been dropping shit in 2008. Yeah. Like, yes, I rap. I just started.
I tell him all the time. I tell him, you know, because you know he came to me. He's like, yo, I got like 11 video ideas that I want to do. Yeah. And I'm like, let's do them, but like let's pace it out. And also don't forget that just because it's old to you, it's new to somebody.
Right.
A lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, like we've been out like you said, in our own little bubble, like is old to us. Like we're like, man, this song came out in like 1995, but it's new to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, and it didn't come out like we thought it came out. Like, you feel me? Like came out to us.
Right. Came out to us.
Came out to us and to our
to
little.
Us, it's old. To everybody else is brand new.
Right. Yeah. So it's like so like why like don't just
go anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
like don't just brush it off as like a quick little with like man.
So let me put the question. Let me put the question up there, and I want everybody to kind of to chime in on this. Right.
Yeah.
What's the age limit, or is there an age limit on hip hop now?
Not anymore.
Because in my opinion, like 444 from Jay-Z kind of like shattered that notion. Yeah. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that album is phenomenal, and it's like. And it's what it needs to be for a fucking 50-year-old that's rapping. Like
he's talking rapping about his current life,
investing in property,
right?
or
like, whatever.
Yes.
Well,
right.
besides music in general, just in general, like the internet itself, just like allows you to, like, you don't have to. You can like just start up your own little page and start your own following and like do your own shit, and like you don't need nothing. Macklemore is like independent. Like that at first we used to look at it as a downfall of like sales and all that shit, but it just showed us like, yo, you can be independent. Soulja Boy,
there's
Justin
a lot
Bieber,
of artists that have been around for a while that have come back and they can still
Juicy
make it.
J, Twista,
you know?
all the motherfuckers came back. Like Kanye signed Twista, he blew back up. Juicy J got signed by Wiz, he came back. Like it happens all the time.
Like Joel Ortiz just pops in and out like all the time, and everything is fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell me I'm not, and that's like from
he's
early 2000 at late 90s. No.
Early 2000s.
Plus, there's somebody that always wants to hear that kind of shit. Look, I hate everyone that I talk to says I love all music except country. But then we see country billboards, country concerts are sold out, millions of people. So there's a fucking lot of motherfuckers that like country. But it's crazy that a lot of people that I hear say, you feel what I'm saying? So like, everyone loves every kind. So you can just do your own shit.
I actually love.
You're a big fan of country.
I love.
I'm not a big fan, but I fuck with it.
I love. It's like my first genre above probably hip hop.
I fuck with anything that sounds dope. I don't give a fuck what genre it is. If it sounds dope, I'm like, that shit's hard.
I actually have a homie that just put out a country project, Leo Brooks. Yeah, I'll show you.
Yes,
shout out to
I got a homie that does
shout out Leo Brooks, man. Hey,
word, man.
Amazing country.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
He's from Miami.
What?
Yeah, check out a song called "Thank You."
He's originally from Honduras, from Roatan, but he grew up here in Miami. His family and he always, you know, he grew up listening to country.
Like I told you all the time, you have no idea what you're missing, like lyrically and just musically and melodically.
That's why
it's so good. Country music is so good.
That's why when we started, we were always on that total control shit, because look, Cam has Xperimento, they're like a salsa, fusion, cumbia, rock, reggae, funk mixture, and then I have like hip hop. I spit more like, I'm more of like a spitter out of my crew, and then you got Silence. He be doing more of the R&B, hip hop shit. Cobb writes country, writes everything. We had like a mixture of everything, so it's like
rock,
everything. So that's why we started Total Control. He used to do the beats. We used to do our own artwork. We used to do our own everything. Like we always was like that. And then I think now the industry got to where we were already doing that shit. Like we were doing melodic shit and R&B, rap shit, and people were like, y'all niggas be singing too much, the bitches and shit. And now like Drake and like Kanye West, 808s is what changed like that little turn. And then it became the normal. Now everything's melodic. Everything's like, you feel what I'm saying?
Now it's the norm. To
right. And niggas were like, y'all niggas be doing too much that singing shit. I'm like, yo, but this shit's popping. And girl, we used to do shows more because our niggas be spitting, but y'all do ciphers. But we would do shows. We ain't had many songs. We had 3, but they were commercial songs, and we would pack shows up. And that's what always caught everyone's eyes. That's how we got everyone's attention. Like, I went myself to Vegas Dolo, and I started doing shows like I told you earlier. I had like mad hoes in the front. They didn't know they were my cousins, my girls, my sister, my cousin's wife. But it's
perception. Perception is reality.
Smoke and mirrors. David Copperfield shit. Smoke and mirrors and perception, and just like you sell that shit. But that's, I think, what we had always from the beginning. We looked like we had more when we did it. And a lot of niggas just put a lot of shit, but we put out a little bit, but it was like a dart. You feel me? That shit always hit.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just stayed in our bubble, and we always never want to help. And I think that's a lot of Miami artists did that shit. We always like,
oh yeah,
fuck everybody. We gonna do this.
We was hood rich, dog. We was hood famous. Like we
That's
had
what
our
I'm
own,
saying.
like we had our own cliques. Like we had, you know what I'm saying. We would do
Ego.
I've
shows.
always said that.
I had an ego like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Everybody
and it was
had it,
all
yeah.
about those little.
Anybody
your
was
own little
like
clique,
me, I
and
didn't
that's
want
it.
to click. Like
Yep.
it
I
was
remember-
like alpha, like nope.
I remember we would play. We did a set one time at Martini Bar, and DJ Laz was there. We thought we were fucking. We thought we were
We had
goddamn.
that bitch set packed from front to back. We had like motherfucking.
We like Rockefeller. We thought
We thought it was the shit.
it's like yo, like we made it. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I remember like the first time we signed autographs. I went home that day thinking like that's it. Like I'm gonna start car shopping and shit. It's like just straight
I got
up.
my check for my ASCAP. I got licensed songs on like Road Rules and Real World for like
Okay.
this project I did.
Okay.
And that was like the first time I got money from like music. It was always like mixtape, truck shit. And when you get that shit, like, yo, what the fuck? Like 500, 700. That was like the best feeling ever. That same shit. I was like, yo, it's a rap, dog.
Yeah, that's it.
My
It's
shit's on
up.
TV.
Yeah. I'm on.
Like, I was getting called by people that was telling me my shit was on. I didn't even know. And I'm getting like checked.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is the shit. And it's crazy, though.
You got royalties from it?
Yeah, because we did like a licensing deal with like
Nice.
Viacom. They own like Oprah Winfrey Network, National Geographic. MTV,
So every time it
MTV.
was aired, you got the
It
or
depends
like
because the way that shit licensing works, it's like it depends on what part of the show it's on, how long, if
Right.
it's just the beat, if it's the lyrics,
Right,
if it's
right.
both, if they
How much is
sing it.
right.
So all that shit matter. Our best one was like this on the Real L Word. It's on Showtime. It's like this lesbian real world shit.
Oh, I know it.
remember that
I
show.
know it well.
Yeah,
I know it well, my
actually
friend.
watched that. I watched that show.
Our shit was one
It
of the
was- it was
episodes that
pretty
ended
good.
and it played like 2 minutes with the intro. They were fighting the two bitches and when they closed the door, the song came on to the end of the credits. So it said Showtime and that shit cut. I was like, fuck yeah, that shit got
Wow,
me. You know?
really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
But then it's just like, you know, how everything else is just. We did something wrong in the equation. That's what I tell everybody. Like, yo, we did something wrong. Like, nah, I did. Like, nah, we gotta be arrogant to say we did everything right.
Yeah, of
Something we
course.
did was
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, yeah,
We had
of course.
one of the little pieces off. You feel
Of
me?
course, of course,
Yeah, it's
of
not
course.
done. You know, it's still a journey.
But I
Nah,
like
yeah.
You're
That
still-
that feeling and those times that you're describing, like you know, Dub P, ID4, when it's like that feeling was, no one had blown up out of Miami yet except like
Facts.
Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
this was pre Pitbull,
Right.
pre
Ross,
pre
all that.
Rick Ross.
right.
So it felt
Uncle
like
Al, like,
crabs
yeah,
in a
like,
bucket. It felt
Like
like
crew was kind of
the Two Life Crew, obviously.
was
you know
kind of
what I'm
like
saying? yeah, that
oh,
was like
Miami is, you know what I mean?
that was it. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's
And
me.
Trick and Trina, you know what I
Right.
mean? We're doing their thing,
Exactly.
but like everybody else felt like we need to be next. We need to be next. You know what I'm saying? And then like Chicos were put in a totally different position. You know what I'm saying?
I was just
it's
about to say
like
that. Like you have the Mike Smith, the other rap, and then we have like all these Chico Ryan. It's like there's like two different scenes in Miami.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
But the culture is not like that. We're kind of blended. But when it comes to the rap scene, it's
You
like
talking about music or hip hop?
But listen,
I'm
like
talking about people. We're mixed, Chicos and like blacks, everything. But when it comes to music, like the scene is split. Like,
Right.
Look at the website. There's like all Chicos.
well, but like to make it on a national and international level, do you have you know as a Chico rapper, right? Do you have to do the Pitbull? Do you have to do the like fully do the fucking embrace the Spanish and just like market that as hard as possible?
See, I think Pitbull didn't embrace the Spanish for the market. I think they did what Outkast did. I think they first got on with the hood shit because that's what the people wanted.
Right.
And once they got on, they did their music.
Whatever they
like,
wanted, yeah.
They came out with Southern Playalistic hood shit, and the moment they got their shit, they started doing the fucking live, soulful, wear fucking shoulder pads.
So maybe they just evolved,
wigs.
though.
Pitbull came with the Trick Daddy Heart, MIA 305 Till I Die, and then once he got on, he's like, yeah, dale, Mr. Worldwide. I think he's just a Cuban nigga, a Cuban Chico from Hialeah.
The truth finally
That's
came
him.
out.
He
Yeah.
just could do his shit because he got the dough. I think that's what Outkast did. That's what Akon did. Akon came out, convict, everything locked up. The moment he got rich, world music, like fucking different, not the same. And I think they do that to get the opportunity to, like, I'm gonna do my own shit. Like, fuck what the label wants, fuck what the crowd wants. I think that's what happened with
I
Pit.
think there's moments with every artist, even those, you know, really big names, you know, that have made millions and millions of dollars. Like, I think there comes a point where, like, in their hustle of doing shit, they get to a point where they see some shit like imagine being somebody on top of the world like Pitbull, and all of a sudden, like, you see that a whole other genre is like double, triple, quadruple what you used to making. And you're like, damn, I'm in the wrong
That's
shit.
a good point.
Right.
That's
You
a
feel
good
me?
point.
Like, and they see that shit, and that's why, you know, a lot of musicians, you see them like diversifying, like, and like
Right.
doing other shit
And
that's
try to
not
just-
music,
exactly.
because they trying to stack, bro.
Yeah.
And you know, like, you know, living a certain lifestyle, bro. Like, you know, it sucks to be rich for like 5 years and then
And
you're
then just
back.
drop.
You gotta
Right.
maintain.
You got to
Of
maintain
course.
it.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hard
yeah.
part.
Right.
It's not getting there is easy.
Right.
Like, you can make $1 million in a year,
That's
boom,
why
but
you could fall
every
into
year after
these-
that means you have to make
Right.
another million
Right.
or
And you
more.
got-
to
you bought the
maintain
crib.
where you're at.
You bought the crib, now you gotta
sacrifices
pay
are
for
you
it.
gonna make? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo,
bro.
that
It-
grind.
shit doesn't get cheap.
How far are you gonna go to like keep that
Right.
going? And what image do you have to portray to keep that going?
You know that artist with Six Black.
Oh,
Black?
yeah, Black.
One of his skits on his album, he says like, "Yo, like, you don't want to do some shit because the crowd wants that, and what if that shit pops off, you set off, then they expect that, then you stuck doing shit that's not even your shit. You just did it because of them, and then you stuck."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you stick
It's
to
true.
it, and
It's like you're
But-
pretending to be this asshole for the song, and then the song blows up. Now you got to be that asshole.
Right.
stuck. Stuck.
But honestly, don't you think you just gotta make it once, twice, 3 times to make it like
It
No.
just depends the person.
you,
It's kind
you
of
know
like
what
the.
I mean? To make yourself like set, right? And then
I
you can
think
just
if
kind
you're
of fuck
smart-
around and then make another hit here and there.
If you're
But, like-
smart, you get that one hit. Like, you know who I look at a lot, man? Trinidad James. Trinidad James is kind of a one-hit wonder, right? But now he's got a fucking job with Complex. He's doing like a sneakers
Right.
show with like
Right,
4
it's
other
like
dudes.
Akon, let's say.
He
Sort
fucking-
of the same thing.
he pivoted.
And he said it.
Right.
This hit for no fuck, Nick.
Right.
You
Hey,
a
but
real
you,
nigga,
did you know that Akon signed Lady Gaga?
Fuck yeah, he did.
Akon has done mad
T-Pain,
shit
Lady
that
Gaga.
he's so,
So-
underrated
Bro.
and like his
and so many
success.
other artists that have blown
His
like,
Bitcoin
through the roof.
shit,
So, yeah, like
The
he
shit he's doing in
true.
Africa. He's doing
All
so
that.
much shit
Right,
over
the
there.
school, everything.
Shout out
But
to
he busted a lick with that with whatever
Right.
music
But that's
that he
why
did.
I
and
feel
then
like those artists
he just
did
became a
what they had to
freak
get
nigga,
in,
like, you
and
know?
then
Right.
they did what they wanted. I don't feel like they sold out. I think
No,
that's
no,
what
no.
they
I think they
kinda
took full
did.
advantage of
They were
it
doing
and
the
did,
hood
like,
shit because
good
that's
for
what was
them,
popping.
bro.
Pitt got in with the hood shit.
Right.
Lil Jon, all them niggas. But I think he's a Chico, like a Cuban motherfucker. I think he's more Hispanic than a rapper. You feel me? I think he's like me. I don't.
Did you know Pitt before he blew up?
I didn't know personally, but I knew his music when he was still freestyling
Right,
on
when he
99
was, like,
Jams
right,
and doing
Because
little.
like
Exactly.
I knew Pitt, right?
I didn't know.
And like back then, it's not to say that like you know, back then in meeting Pitt, bro, he was wearing like Tim boots. You know what I'm saying, with the jeans tucked into the Tims, like that. He was a different,
Right,
different
but
dude.
I think
so
we all do.
I
He was-
gravitate.
He was like super. Like I liked him then though. He was
I
don't we all do
gravitate
that?
toward
It's like-
what Camilo was saying because it's this, right? Like you get to a certain spot, and I think, you know, Pitt realized there's a ceiling. Me as a Chico
right.
trying to do black music,
Right.
but he's like, why don't I embrace the Chico side? You know
right.
what I'm saying?
And
And fucking go international with
Right.
that shit.
Right.
I think it's a choice he made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and he's one of the illest business people, you know, business minds like
By
in the
far,
game.
yeah.
Because he knows that, like you said, there's a ceiling to
But I
to
think
certain
it's people
shit.
he worked with, right? He didn't
Yeah.
come up with that image right
Yo,
after
but
on
still-
his own.
Yo, but
To
still,
be like,
even with the Tim and him
right? Like
dressing that.
Rico
Probably, I
Suave
don't-
and shit.
But
right?
like he's natural in it. So you're right also. Like it tells me that that's really him.
But
You know what
all
I'm saying?
of
He's
us-
natural in the role.
I feel like it's
But
for him.
all
I
of
feel
us,
like
if
it's
you're
it's-
in New York, you say son more, and yo, what up? You feel me? You're in the West, you're like, what up, fool? Down here, like, hey, what's up? What they do, dog? Like,
Bro.
you morph. So he was probably wearing to do that shit, but he's probably still like. We
I
all
think
do
Chico-
that.
That's
there's
what I'm
money
saying.
on the
That's
line.
what I'm asking.
That's the difference.
I think
That's
for
my
him it was a
question.
natural progression, more as just like night and day. Like, oh,
It
he
was
started
easily
like this,
Right,
and all of a
that's my
sudden he's
question.
not.
Did he just
He progressed.
Like,
He progressed.
I agree. I think
He progressed
that he did,
I've
but
been following him like the whole time.
I
but,
think you're
but yeah,
right.
Every
He
like
knows him on the. He probably knew.
he
something.
just
Everybody
took the right side of the road. instead
Everybody
of
got
left,
different-
though.
everybody
Like,
got different ways, you know
he
what I'm
went
saying?
with the
Shout out to
money
Pitbull,
and
though.
he was influenced by that.
Pitt.
What gave
what
him
pe-
more money?
People don't know Pitbull was a battle rapper. Okay.
yeah.
Like Pitbull was a battle rapper, dude.
Sharp.
That's how I met Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Like battling. You know what I mean? So like, man, respect to that guy, dude. 'Cause,
Right.
Yeah, man. He did.
Pitbull.
Shout out to Pitt.
Shout out.
That's why I said he made.
That's why he got
took
Leo
the
Brooks
right.
on that shit.
He took the right fork in the road. You know,
Smart man.
and he enjoyed it. It's not like he hates it.
I saw an
you
interview,
know,
he said, "Yo,
he obviously likes it.
I always, you know what I'm saying, like I always say, like I don't judge people like out loud, like or in public, but like I judge people like I just keep it to myself. Like I judge people by, in music, I judge you by how long, like to me, how long you last. I judge that by how much you love it. Because if you really love this shit,
facts,
you will find a way to do it no
Your
matter what. I agree. I told myself like a long time ago when I was like probably 18 or 19, I was like, yo, I'm not working for anybody ever again.
Yeah.
I had every job. You feel me? Like I was a porter. I worked at BK. I worked at Best Buy, CompUSA, fucking list goes on, right? South Motor. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not gonna do this shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll be a fucking homeless guy on the fucking corner, but I'm gonna be doing music.
Yeah.
Like if I get paid or not, I'm gonna do this shit. I don't give a fuck. Like I commit to that to myself. You feel me? And if you are that type of person, bro, like it won't matter money or status or whatever you happen to whatever stage in life you happen to be in, you're gonna be doing that thing that you love. You feel me? Like, and so, you know, that's what really determines for me. Like when I see an artist, I'm like, is he a real artist or is he just like in it for the money? Like you could tell. And it's not to say that if you're a one hit wonder, like
right, but I'm saying if their talent pays, regardless if they're passionate about it, they should still be able to like put their talent out there. No, if they find somebody that likes their talent and
like
just because they're not passionate about it.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean you and I might like it, but somebody might.
Yeah, but you can't force yourself to do it. Like
a soulless motherfucker.
It's like finding
like my boy Littles. My boy Littles.
Someone with like a robot.
My boy Littles from ID4. Like, you know ID4, right?
Yeah,
like he's
shout out to
fucking dope as fuck.
Right.
He's like one of those dudes, bro, that like makes me rewrite my shit because I'm like, fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't love it, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as soon and like he found, and then you know what I'm saying, like. He was that dude that like you had to pull teeth to get him to the studio.
Facts.
yeah.
And he's dope as fuck, bro. And then like he found Muay Thai and martial arts, and you see how fucking hard he goes into that shit.
And how
bro,
much
that's
he
what
puts
he loves,
into
bro.
it. Right.
Found the passion.
I respect it. You know what I'm saying? So like just because
that's
you're good,
talent.
If you can't,
if you can't,
if
force
your heart's
it, bro.
not in it, it's
exactly.
like
Exactly.
There and to say also that like there's people with way less talent than all these motherfuckers, and they make it because they
have the drive.
Right.
They had the drive. Like their passion was hustling to do whatever the fuck it was, and I'm not talented at this shit, but I'm gonna hustle this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have everything. Like you have, you know, I think that's fascinating about just art and music and everything. It's just like, bro, like it's so many different combinations of shit and varieties of artists out there. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you really love it, bro, like it will carry you through no matter what stage. I think that's what passion does. Like it gets you through the hard shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you have that thing, if
you don't abandon it.
It's just a part of you. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
That's what kind of happened with me with my music. It kind of hit the back burner when I started GNP because I started with heat press vinyls, and then I started drawing, and then my high ideas started popping off, and then it became something. So I incorporated it and it became legit. And then one of my favorite artists, Todd McFarlane, he said like when the comics started going down, the sales and the business, like he started opening up other foundations like movies, films, and toys. And that ultimately, all it did, the success from that just made him be able to do what he originally loved, is put out his art.
Right.
And that's kind of like what GNP did with me. Like, it got me buzzing on another level. And right now, the Kendall Hialeah shit got me, like, buzzing. So I was like, yo, I can, like, use this shit. And it had me back in the grind. Like, I have shit. I feel like I'm good enough to be, like, so I wanted to put this shit out. And that shit worked. So it's like my art got me back to support my music shit.
Right.
And it's fun now. Like I told you earlier, it's not work no more. And that's what I was telling him. Like, yo, this is easy. I'm like, I'm not doing effort. I'm not stressing. I don't got a mixtape. I don't got no album. But I can stay putting shit out because it's fun. And I think I built the foundation to support my original love, which is music. You feel me? And I think that's how I'm doing shit right now.
And what I'm seeing too is like, if you do music, man, and if you really love to do it, even if you deviate from that shit for years, bro. I haven't dropped an album since 2013.
You haven't stopped writing though.
I haven't stopped, but I stopped writing music though. Right, but I've been writing other shit.
I know, but you still.
I know. I've explained that concept to people, but some people are like, I had an interview. I did Art Morera's podcast like 2 years ago when I really wasn't on the music tip at all. You know what I'm saying? I was like on some like doing the comic and shit and doing other shit. And I had this conversation, and I always remember like the way Art reacted when I was like, nah, I haven't written a fucking rap in like the last 2 years. And he was like, bro. He couldn't believe it. He's like, bro, I don't understand how you even go through life without like writing bars. Like, he's so dedicated to the craft of writing bars, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, and he couldn't understand. And I was like, yo, I'm not writing bars, but I'm still flexing my creativity with other just shit. I'm writing fucking movie scripts.
Still writing, you're just branching it to like a different avenue.
Yeah. In the same breath though, people like Art, I have a friend like Lucky, they love it so much that they get you hyped sometimes when you're not trying to be
super
hyped.
fan.
For sure.
Like I have my boy Lucky, he's like the best.
Homie, you know what I'm saying? Like homeboy. Like he's like,
he'll be like, yo, he'll be on Facebook like favorite rapper, Biggie, like Jay-Z, Tupac, shit, Big G. Like, come on, nigga. Like you must like, but that energy, I think Art has that. Like Art's been hitting me up, and like his.
Well, and the Art's also like, well, it's like you gotta respect it because Art, if Art decided to fucking like start writing screenplays, he'd be dope. Like Art's that kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, but he's so dedicated to the hip hop shit, and it shows, man. You can see, like you said, like how much better has his music gotten? You know what I'm saying?
I've
like,
seen it, like personally.
So you gotta respect it, bro. Yeah, for me personally, like I didn't feel challenged by hip hop after, bro. I'm a little older than Art too, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing it for so fucking long, bro, and it's like when you get such little reward back, you know, I got my little victories here and there. Like I'm my music's in a Netflix movie and like a couple little things here and there, you know what I'm saying? I got to do a song with one of my favorite rappers, like, you know. But bro, after doing it for so many years, and you show up to a fucking venue and there's 15 people in the crowd, you're just like, bro.
And then also when you experience the exchange right away, like when you start doing other shit, you get paid right away.
Right.
Like my shirt, I was like,
right.
Yeah, it's like right now money. Like the hip hop shit that you have to like invest, hopefully do this and maybe do that, and then get the paper. Like with other shit, you start baking bread on other shit. Like damn, like this is like.
And that's the thing too. Back then it was harder to do it. Now it's easier with the internet.
Yeah.
Like you could literally like there was no we couldn't get. I remember when I remember when me and Kyle, we discovered like TuneCore. It had came out like for the first time. I think it was like in 2013 or 2014 or some shit like that where we first found it. And I'm like, yo, how is nobody onto this? Like this is I can put my shit on everything. Yeah. And you know, it gave us that hype again of like, damn, now we can like make money off the shit. We didn't really make that much money off it, but it's way. What I'm saying is
what
that
is it? What is
TuneCore?
It's a platform where you can put your music on Apple Music, on all the big stores.
Oh, okay.
You know,
sign up to one and they go
Spotify
like
and stuff like that. You know,
now is that what you use for like the podcast?
I use no for the podcast. You know,
or something similar.
Put out the trade secrets here.
Are you serious?
Yo, subscribe to us. You know what I'm saying? Click that subscribe button.
Everywhere. All platforms,
like right
correct?
down there somewhere.
There's a bunch of other platforms now too, though. But you know, like back when we were doing it,
now there's DistroKid is out too. DistroKid is dope.
Yeah,
that one's dope. Yeah, I have that. That's what I use for like
now,
for the podcast.
It has to be original, or you could just put whatever the fuck on DistroKid.
Original.
See, that's the problem. That's why I haven't done none of shit because I haven't
doing
been doing
shit to other
I just been
beats.
like download some shit and just like. But I have original shit, like I told you earlier.
Yeah, we got
studios all over the city. I just don't got them shits. They're in them niggas' studios waiting to drop whenever.
You gotta have a thumb drive on you at all times. Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I feel like the love's back a little bit for me, and I'm like the energy. Look, it brought Joey back, brought PD spitting. Like shout out to Belief. You feel me? Like I love the energy, and it's like I feel like no one's pressured for nothing. So I think it's it's just like a fun sport again.
Yeah. We're doing it for the love, man.
Yeah,
love,
and then the problem,
the
the dope shit is like something could come out of it because we're getting traction. You feel me throughout the city, like it's buzzing. So it's like we're doing it for love. It's no more pressure, but we could get a lot of like benefits from it. You feel me? Like I think it's working well, and I think everyone's like sharing shit. Like that love wasn't being shared before. Like I'll share, motherfucking niggas won't even like it and shit. Like this nigga ain't read my fucking message. And I love like the love that is being spread out.
That's facts.
It's facts though.
Yeah. I love when there's people that they uplift, you know what I'm saying, like the new stuff and just bring, bro, just off love, man, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing happening in the scene right now, man. It's great to see, man. Shout out to H2O. Shout out to Orion.
Y'all brought me back shit.
Shout out to Renee, man. It's been lonely. Been lonely doing the podcast without him. Thanks to Risa for being my co-host this time, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Renee. You know what I'm saying?
The Haitians
Hopefully
upstairs
he's doing
and
well.
Charlie.
Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah. Charlie.
He's on self-imposed quarantine for a few months.
He can't edit while he's on quarantine. He's like, does he? It's still participating after the episodes, like.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure
He edited 100.
Abandoned.
This is 103, right? 103.
I think this is 103.
Oh, so he edited 100 that came out like 3 weeks after it was recorded.
What's 3 weeks?
That's
right?
the one he edited.
All right.
Yeah.
The 3 weeks.
Good job,
one?
Cap. Keep up the good work.
Outstanding work.
Shout out to Cap.
I miss you.
That's just Risa showing love. You know that.
I love all those people out there.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's good to have you guys on the show, man.
Yo, but real talk.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, everybody go to gnpaeromiami.com. We got stickers, posters, canvases, vinyls. I do a little bit of everything, man. I design, heat press
It's
vinyl
dope.
shirts.
Yes.
I do music.
I saw some
you
of
want
it.
to edit
I
your
liked
films? You want your teeth clean? Like whatever. I do all that shit. I do a little bit of everything, man. Total Control Production. Shout out to Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cam, what you working on right now, man?
Man, how much more time we got?
We got time. We got time. Talk about it.
Good.
Shit.
What's your main thing you got? I know you're doing some shit with Rebellion, right? With Ghost Rider.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm doing creative direction there and editing. I'm also creeping into the music side of things over there, with production and all that. I got the band still going, Xperimento. You know what I mean? Like we took a little break. It wasn't really a real break because we were hitting the studio heavy during COVID and all that. The shows were kind of just lack because everything was shut down. We were able to go up to Boca and play up there. Things were a little more relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Like COVID wasn't really hitting that hard up there. But we got some shows coming up with that. The 29th in Wynwood, January 29th, Wynwood. March 19th, I think it is, at the Arts Center. It's a concert series that they do every year there. So, it's been good, man. Like, COVID has been crazy, but it's been helping us to focus,
Yeah.
and to go in and do a bunch of stuff. So
It definitely affected the live shows, though. Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time. We did a lot of live streams, you know how that goes, and it was cool. Like we partnered up with these people from California. They're over there in Silicon Valley.
Okay.
And they kind of hosted a live stream for us. So they put us on to like a whole bunch of people from out there.
Okay.
And like we did a couple for we did one for Broward, like Broward Libraries, I think it was, for like Hispanic heritage. And yeah, man, like we've been staying busy. It hasn't been as much, but we've definitely been hitting the studio hard, and like, we're working on our third album. And
you know what's some dope shit that Xperimento do? I'm a veteran, military veteran. They do a lot of USO tours.
We've done, yeah.
So,
they go to like they fly overseas. They go like an aircraft carrier to do a show for for the people in service. Cool. And that's dope because I remember when I was in deployment, really like cool. 6 months in, dog, like you're at a fucking life.
It's like a concert, right?
Like who's here? I don't care who the fuck's here. Somebody coming. I don't care who it is. Like a live show.
I got story.
Dope.
I got so man. We could do a whole episode on just that.
So cool.
That they do that.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
That's like Bob Hope shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
It is dope, man. Like that's big. Like people don't realize how those people need that shit.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck if they don't even know your shit. Like,
well, put it like this: it changed my whole perspective on the Army and the military, because I was never recruited or even approached or anything. My dad's a Vietnam vet. G's a vet. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a lot of people in his family that have served too, and I have family that has served, you know what I'm saying? But I was never like even remotely close to any of that lifestyle. So to me, it was like, I'm good. Like I looked at it as like, I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just the whole war thing and everything like that, I was just like anti-guns, all that. And when I was able to go there and like live a day, couple of days, because, you know, there was times where we were literally like a week, you know, like with them on the ship, you know what I'm saying? Like we was on these aircraft carriers, like in the middle of freaking over there, dog, like, you know, Black Sea, wherever, like Dubai, like hot spots.
Yeah.
And when you're there, you're like, damn, like you meet these people, you talk to them, you sit with them, you eat with them, you jam with them, and the way that they like receive that you're there is amazing, bro. Like you have no idea. Like we felt like rock star. Like we felt like real rock star. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
this is
sign my thing.
All his shows. If you watch the crowd, like I always tell this to people, like you can't dance wrong to their music. Like you go to his Key West show, there's fucking dancing. There's like because it's not salsa, it's not cumbia. It's just like some vibe. I swear to God. You can go to YouTube, go to all their shits. You see these, and they have like shows in Tennessee, Nashville, Key West. Those motherfuckers are just doing random fucking tribal dance shit. Yeah, the vibe is lit.
The way they
there's no way to dance their music. It's
the way they received us, you know, with the military and every you know every time because we've done 5 tours. We've been to Japan, Africa, Dubai, Bahrain. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been everywhere, and every single time it's like love, bro. And you're like, yo, like to us, we're like not really known like that. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they don't even know who we are, but we rocked it for them, and we gave them that like release, bro. Like months, you know, of like no entertainment, basically. Like all they have is like. You know, they have movies and you know they have stuff.
That's the kind of
shit
you can
they're gonna remember you too. Obviously, it's like
when I was out there, a Snickers, a couch, anything is like just normal life.
We met a guy that he was like our tour guide or whatever you want to call it. We played in Guantanamo at the base. Okay, and he became such a fan that he ended up booking us to play his wedding like years later. He's like, yo, I want you guys to come play my wedding. Yo, really? Like that was amazing, bro.
Charlie wants you to be in.
So projects.
I mean, yo, straight up, I think y'all should look out because I really I got so much shit lined up for everybody. I feel like I got like a couple months worth of videos. Halfway done, and then in my head, I just got mad tracks. I haven't put out shit in so long that I got an arsenal of shit for everybody. So I like the energy everyone's giving me. So I'm gonna keep putting that shit out. I'm working on like 3 videos right now. So stick around for music and GNP. I just keep coming up with shit, man. Y'all just keep following me.
Make sure you go follow Cutler Tracks too. Cutler Tracks. CUTLERTRAX. Cutler Tracks.
Real quick, so. I know you guys are both like aside from the music shit into the pop culture, you know,
big.
Y'all both fuck with the comic books. Mm-hmm. That's already you know that's
Star Wars,
that's a weak spot.
Potter,
that's a weak spot for me.
Anything Predator, Aliens.
But everything. We had a conversation outside that I think it's you know worth mentioning on the podcast. You said you wished DC Comics remade the animated films.
Okay.
Shot for shot. That's an interesting. That's interesting.
Now put it like so just so everybody gets how I made that statement. Like because of what they've been putting out, I feel like shit. I think you'll have a better chance if you would have just mimicked the fucking animations like Disney did with their main movies, and they just added a few scenes, but they kind of basically copied that shit frame for frame, damn near, and it was still successful and dope, and it was cool because. Some people do want that shit, but then it also showed in Superman Returns when they try to do the same Christopher Reeve shit. People are like, what the fuck? You basically try to copy Christopher Reeves and shit, and people didn't like it. So
people are never happy.
Then when you change it,
you know what? You want to know what I think about that is as far as DC, like.
But yeah, hell yeah.
DC is raw as fuck, but they don't have.
Kevin
like
Feige.
They don't exactly. That's why. No, you took it right out of my mouth. They don't have a Kevin Feige. Like they have. You know, a bunch of known, you know,
movie
makers and DC people that, you know what I mean,
owned by a group of people.
But hold on.
Marvel has their own production studio, like, you know what I'm saying.
But does DC need to copy the Marvel formula?
No,
to be successful. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that not to copy it, but there's a formula that Marvel has, and DC doesn't have it. It's not that they need to copy it, but they don't have their own formula that works.
But the way I see it is like DC and Marvel, right? Marvel is more consistent. Like their movies are more consistently good and consistently palatable and consistently successful. But because of the formula that they've set up, they have a ceiling as to how good the quality of the movies can be. Whereas with DC, at least like the approach that they've taken, right, at Warner Brothers is let the directors do their own thing.
Independent. Like
because of that, you're capable of higher highs and lower lows. That's why you also get the Suicide Squad, but you also get the Dark Knight.
DC has some great stuff, but Marvel's is more cohesive. Like, all right, look, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody's in on it. Like you said, Warner Brothers is kind of like, all right, you do this one, you do that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no guy like orchestrating the whole entire thing.
But if I'm a director, I wanna go to DC, not Marvel,
to make it a universe. You feel
in
me?
My opinion,
I feel you because you have more
creative. I get to do my take on Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think they were doing it right. They were doing their own shit. Man of Steel. They were doing it dope. And what they did was try to copy Marvel.
That's exactly the point.
And
that's
they fucked
exactly
up. They tried to rush it. They did Justice League so fast. Like, whoa.
They should have kept doing what they were doing. Yes. They should have kept doing what they were doing.
And then even if, I believe even Batman vs. Superman, if they would have just not showed us Doomsday and Wonder Woman in the trailer, it might have been even better because we would have all been surprised. But they gave us the whole movie in the trailer, and it was like, fuck.
Well, that's the thing. That's why, like you said, they tried.
Be that bad, you know
I mean, who's not gonna? I mean, like when a movie makes billions of dollars,
it's like Transformers. And
you're gonna try. Like you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna do mine. You know what I'm saying? Because
Paranormal Activity had 7 fucking movies, and that shit was trash each one. So.
But the Dark Knight movies made billions too.
Right.
They had the formula.
Yeah, but look,
DC already had a formula.
But they didn't have. But they didn't have like a way to.
No.
Like
to keep that going.
No, it's not that. You know what happened? For a moment, it was all black leather. How real could we make superhero comic book shit? And then after a while, people were like, Marvel's like, yo, you could wear red spandex and blue shit and do fucking and bring back the comic book shit and make niggas wear red capes. It got to a point everything was black leather. How fucking realistic could have fucking and to a point like Dark Knight was dope. They did Batman Begins. We never knew Batman was a ninja. Like, you know, people didn't know that shit unless you read the comics. And that was dope. But after a while, niggas wanted to see that comic shit again. Like, I want to see fucking fake shit. But Marvel did.
But why can't there be both?
They can.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Man
DC
of Steel was doing good.
If I'm like I look at it a lot like the Sega versus Nintendo in the 90s, right? Like, right? Like, and this is what I think. Like, Nintendo had already cornered the little kids. So Sega said, let's go for the older. Like, Sega was the cool system, and their marketing painted Nintendo as the little kid system. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying with DC and Marvel. It's like, let Marvel do the fucking spandex and the shared universe and all that shit. Why doesn't DC do it the opposite way? Like, let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, find there's that hole in the market.
Well, look, I think what has happened is that they took a dip. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's like the lower lows and higher highs. Like, they took a dip, I think, they took a couple L's, like with the last couple, like Suicide Squad was like a major L. Yeah. Wonder Woman didn't get great reviews and just came out.
The last one, yeah.
I think
it's garbage.
I didn't see it. I didn't even finish it.
I didn't finish it.
But I was gonna say they haven't had like DC hasn't had like that Mandalorian moment where they're like, oh shit,
since the Dark Knight, because you can't like the Dark Knight was the biggest thing out.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
bro. Absolutely.
Look, Dark Knight Returns, they try to copy it. They try to catch lightning again. They were like
Rises.
Rises. Whatever.
Dark Knight Rises. Right.
They were. You could tell they were trying to do
movie.
Dark Knight again.
Yeah.
And it was like, come on, like you're forcing it. Like you shouldn't have done that, man.
Yeah, I hated that.
And
movie.
I like Christopher Nolan. That motherfucker.
Me too.
All his movies are the shit. Like.
I feel like they have like
they all start with eyes. Inception, Insomnia, Interstellar, fucking. He likes eyes.
Tenet.
Tenet
was so
Dunkirk.
Start with eyes.
Risa, what do you think? Huh?
Quiet.
Risa's like comic books.
I fucking hate
the fuck am I doing here?
Yo, I told my mom used to be like, you always read these books. And I'm like, look, bitch, all your favorite movies, you know who Tony Stark is, bitch. The fact that you know who T'Challa is.
Crazy.
Like,
it's crazy.
ain't it crazy? I'm like, Mom, all your favorite
My
movies,
mom told me the
Aliens,
other day.
Predator, fucking.
She's watching Winter Soldier. She's like, oh, I'm watching Winter Soldier. It's a really good movie. I'm like, yeah, there's like 23 more of those. Like, you should follow it.
There's 23 more.
You should follow the storyline. It's pretty cool. Like, you know.
And it's hard, like you said earlier. Imagine Batman's 78 years out. Like, who do you please? The gray and blue spandex nigga or the all black motherfucker? The long ears, the little ears, the short motherfucker? Which car? Like, goddamn, someone's gonna be mad.
Right.
I've always been of the opinion that Batman shouldn't even mix in with. I know this is like a fucking sacrilegious to say, but I don't think Batman should mix in with the other superheroes on film.
You don't have to.
I think on film, I think Batman's more compelling when you put him in a world where superpowered people don't exist, bro.
He has the most famous villains.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Joker,
like
Catwoman, Riddler,
the Gotham
Penguin.
universe could be its own thing, bro.
For sure.
And not only just the villains, like Nightwing, like all the other characters that pop up.
But that's the thing. I think Batman is
practice martial arts with mentally ill patients. He's always beating up mentally ill patients.
Batman is like this phenomenon that like transcends every medium. You know what I'm saying? And there's never gonna be like a whack Batman thing.
Yeah, you could do Batman,
I mean?
however. The fact that you can get the pow, zap, boom, and then you get like the super realistic Batman, it's like
and even
so crazy.
Even now that with this new one that's coming out with
Robert Pattinson, he's gonna shit on the game. Watch.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's just gonna be dope.
Every time I see it, I kind of be like, damn, are they gonna mess it up? But it's like you can't.
They've been talking about that for like a year and something. Are they? Is he?
There was a delay.
Right.
It got delayed
So is it
big
back
time.
now to
Yeah,
filming,
they're
or
filming.
still not yet?
No, they're filming.
He did what Shia LaBeouf did. Like they became like that popular pop teen shit, and they both just like went to do
That
indie
Batmobile,
films. And they did like 4 indie films, like that Honey Boy, Peanut Butter Falcon, like.
They rebranded, bro.
They rebranded themselves.
I think
so
DC
kind of have to.
I think DC needs like a
They're both
rebranding.
good,
It needs.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what James Gunn is gonna do with the
Suicide Squad.
I think it needs. I think they need like that little moment where it's like, yo, we back on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people kind of like what happened with Star Wars, where it's like, it kind of fell off. They canceled a bunch of shit. And
the Star Wars rebranding,
brought it back.
That pivot that they've done to
Jon Favreau.
Insane, bro.
That's all it is.
It's like Star Wars don't even make movies no more now. Now they're like, they make shows, and it's kind of fucking brilliant, honestly.
And they're movies, dog.
And they're movies. Yeah, those shows are like movies,
bro.
Yo, it's crazy.
That's my favorite
Every episode is better than the last one. I'm like, yo, this is the best one. The next one, I'm like, yo, this was the best
Yo,
one.
Mandalorian season 2 was amazing, dog. It's like one of those rare shows where season 2 is better than season 1.
That finale, bro, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, bro, at 3 a.m, like in my house. I was like, yo, let's go.
I seen it coming though. Like, when did you realize it was Luke?
Bro, when the ship.
Thank you.
When the ship pulled up, I'm like, that is Luke Skywalker. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was a little high, so I didn't. But when I
caught it, bro.
Nah, when I saw the ship,
that episode had me bugging from the beginning. When Buddy got shot in the face, like I was like, yo,
what had me
was good.
The robot was punching Buddy in the face.
Oh,
yeah. I just think he's gonna die.
The episode with Ahsoka with Rosario Dawson was
beautiful.
Bro. Are y'all mad about the hair too?
About the hair?
It bothered me a little bit, not the length, but the rubbery look right here, like a crease.
Longer, though,
I'm like,
man. She's older, man. Should have been. It's like the same size as the Clone Wars show. It should have been a little bit longer.
Maybe she got a fucking cut.
No, and they said it.
She got a trim.
Yeah, she got a trim, dog.
Super cuts. Yeah. Nah, but like, damn, shout out to Super Cut. No one ever went there. Anyways, they said it was like. Got in the way of stunts. I'm like, they could have CGI'd that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did a great job.
I went to Supercut once. I ain't gonna lie. All right, go back.
That means at least 5 times.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, I had 2 remolinos. I don't even say this in English.
Tostones.
I'm always just call my shit to the side.
Yo, my shit's a mission because of the remolinos too, bro.
2 of them bitches.
You got 2 of them hoes, huh?
Andrew back then.
My shit's a mission, bro.
I had a go-to though when I was like 5, so fuck everybody. I was rocking grills.
I'm a gangster.
Rocking
I
grills.
busting my
Default.
shit. They put a silver cap in your front too. I work dentistry. I'm like, you do not put silver shit in front. Nigga. Like, that's horrible. Dang, nigga.
Do not put gold teeth on your children, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't do that. Shout out to my pops. He
grow
lost
up to
that
be
too.
gangsters.
Nigga, I lost that too. I was supposed to get mad money. My dad lost that shit. I was mad as fuck, man. Anyway.
Yo, where can they reach y'all, man?
Yo, you can reach me at GNP GNParrow at Instagram, fucking PayPal, Venmo. You want to send me money? Send me that shit. GNParrow for everything. YouTube, SoundCloud, everything. Hit me up.
Follow me at Cutler Tracks, CUTLERTRAX on Instagram. I got like 75 other handles that you'll discover soon.
We are Xperimento. Go check them out at the show, man. Look up this music. Outstanding fucking music, man. Shout out to Xperimento.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you, Risa, for co-hosting.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Shout out to Charlie.
Is there anything you want to promote?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good. She's good, y'all.
She's good.
Yo, subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, let me say it again. Subscribe to the channel. Let me drop a bomb to that. Guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Subscribe to the channel. Please, guys. Thanks for.
I gotta shout out my people at Rebellion, man. Go follow Rebellion Records. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the whole
Cobweb, Silence, everybody, man. Leo Brooks, y'all look out, man.
Holla. Yo, shout out to the whole SFMG. Shout out to Tev95. Shout out to Renee. You know what I'm saying? We can't wait to have you back, pal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can never fill your shoes, Cap. Never. Just so you know.
Yeah. Your shoe size is probably
but
bigger.
bless up. Thank you a lot, man. This shit was dope.
That's exactly my thought.
Yo, man.
I was hoping they could.
Oh, did I just like fuck up the whole joke? Yeah, my bad.
Yo, appreciate you a lot, man. Shawty, bro. It's a pleasure, dog. Like, anytime, you know what I'm saying? You can,
of course, man.
Reach out, we'll, you know.
We'll do this again. We'll definitely do this again.
It's a wrap now, though. We're gonna get this shit moving.
Oh, for sure.
The city's buzzing.
Yeah, no, it's nice to like finally get to chop it up with y'all. I feel like the ice is broken. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get to work and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to you guys. Shout out to y'all for listening. We out this motherfucker.
Yeah.